Welcome back. So Interpol is stepping in to help government finalise the extradition of the Gupta brothers. Atul and Rajesh Gupta were arrested in Dubai in June. It followed the issuing of an Interpol red notice. The brothers face charges of corruption and fraud. Now let's get some reaction from DAMP and former NPA prosecutor Ms. Glynnis Breytenbach. Ms. Breytenbach, good morning and thank you very much for your time. Can you just clarify something for us here? Can you take us through the response given to you on the progress around the extradition of the Gupta brothers? Because if last week's reports are anything to go by, the NPA is yet to establish the exact whereabouts of the Gupta brothers. What exactly is going on?
I think that the matter has been lost in translation. Forgive me, my mouth is numb from the dentist. The question was submitted before the arrest of the Guptas, and the answer was given sometime after the arrest was effected. And so the answer has been overtaken by events. So of course they know where they are. They've been arrested and they're being held in custody in Dubai. So they do know where they are. It's not a problem.
At least we're comforted there, because it was a bit of a concern that if perhaps they are yet to establish the location, one would then wonder if in fact they have been arrested. But beyond this now, they have 60 days to actually finalize this extradition process. But we understand that they're possibly looking to add more charges. Do you think they can be able to add this within this time frame? Because it seems too little a time to get those charges in.
Well, extradition works like this. You have to supply the indictment upon which you intend to prosecute to the extraditing country in your application. And you're bound by that indictment. So you can make minor changes, dates, perhaps small changes, minor cosmetic changes, but you cannot add massive tranches of charges once you have the extradition done. And to make those changes, you need the permission of the extraditing country. So the indictment as it's presented in the extradition application is the indictment by which you are bound. One would have expected the indictment to have been ready in time, not scurrying around now trying to add charges. That is a little concerning. So, I hope we've been told they're going to extradite on the matter of New Lane, which is a very limited, smallish issue.
Yes, which has been the concern for most in society, that if you're now scrambling for everything else, you have always spoken of them being corrupt individuals, and one would have assumed this would have been enough a time before they were arrested for you to prepare your documentation. So as a person having worked within the NPA for such a long time, are you satisfied with the progress they've made thus far?
Now, I'm a little concerned. I'm also concerned that the application has not yet been translated into Arabic. All of those things, one would expect to be ready in place so that the moment they're arrested, you can go. Extradition is a long, very complex business. It's certainly not easy. It's a huge amount of documentation that has to be drawn up meticulously. But those are things you would have worked on in good time. Before issuing a red notice, so that you would have at least have a very, very comprehensive draft ready to just be touched up, so that when they're arrested, you have your ducks in a row. So I am a little worried about where they are with it. I have been assured that it's under control and that they have the matter in hand. So we've got a lot less than 60 days left. They were arrested on the 8th of June. Our time is running out, and the NPA really cannot afford. They really cannot afford to mess this one up.
Ms. Breytenbach, thank you very much for your time and that clarity. At least it settles that matter, that in fact that was just a late response. Lots of events have overtaken that particular response. That's Advocate Glynnis Breytenbach from the Democratic Alliance.